Hi again then guys, and so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 drag spec tune set up for you today, and this time it's for an extremely fast supercar, the Pagani Zonda C12S. This is the top of the line model, the 7.3, which costs 1 million credits. Now incidentally, you can kind of use this tune also with the 7-litre version of the C12S, which only costs 450,000, but it won't be quite as quick as this. So if you're more concerned about saving money, that car is less than half the price. But if you're just looking for the pure fastest, use it on the 7.3 version. So I'd recommend racing soft tyres, of course. For the brakes, I've increased the front balance to 6, but you don't have to do that. For the ride height, we've got the rear on 60, the front on 90. Springs, we've got on 10 on the front, 9 on the back. For the dampers, we've got 3 to 1 on compression, 3 to 3 on extension, anti-roll as high as possible, neutral camber and tow, so this is quite clearly not a handling tune. Don't even attempt to take the corner in this car, anything above, say, 300. For the gearbox, you want an auto setting of 298. Then for the individual gears, you want 30-50, 19-25, 13-75, 10-50, 8-50 and 6-80. With a final drive of 2.7 for the diff, the lowest initial torque, highest acceleration and lowest braking. All the power upgrades quite clearly, and as usual with these drag tunes I will be using NOS, and of course you want the full weight loss package. Traction control I would always recommend having turned off, and I am actually using a manual gearbox with this particular tune, and I would definitely recommend using a manual with this car, because with the auto box it just doesn't change gear at the correct times. Now, to show just what this car is capable of, we're putting it up against one of the most hefty competitors you can have on Gran Turismo, the TZ3, which has more power, a significantly higher top speed, over 10 miles per hour faster for top speed, and is generally accepted as being one of the quickest cars in the game. So let's see how they compare. They're both rear-wheel drive, both are using NOS, both are fully tuned, so let's see how they compare. Now, I'd recommend changing gear at around 7,200 RPM in this particular model. Change gear too fast then, and that will of course affect it, but overall this car can outrun the TZ3 up to around the 4,500 meter mark, which is pretty impressive considering how well known the TZ3 is for being extremely quick. Now, as you can see, the car is catching up quicker this time because I changed up too quick, which is unfortunate, but if you use this car for yourself, you'll certainly be able to see just how quick it is, and even with that wrong gear change, it's still kept up with the TZ3 and even beat the TZ3 up to around the 4,200, 4,300 meter mark. In terms of top speed, it does 295 under its own power, but it's not a top speed tune. As I said, I would not recommend trying to use this as a top speed tune because the handling just cannot cope on the corners. This is purely a drag tune. If you are looking for a top speed tune which has the handling as well, I have done a tune which covers that, but this is a pure drag tune. Now, in terms of overall spec, of course you could see it was a seriously rapid car considering it doesn't even have all-wheel drive to aid it, but in terms of acceleration times, this car hits 60 in 1.6 seconds, 100 in 3 seconds dead, 200 miles per hour in 8.6 seconds, which is incredibly rapid. It hits 250 in a barely believable 14 seconds dead, and it will even hit 300 in 26.8 seconds, which makes it one of the quickest supercars in the game. Now, obviously that's not as quick as a Huayra or a TZ3 even, but overall, well, actually that is quicker than the TZ3, but it's not as quick as the Huayra or a couple of other vehicles such as the Nismo with the right tuning, but still, it's up there with the best of them, especially considering this is a naturally aspirated car. Now, in terms of distance, It does the quarter mile in 7.8, which is pretty good for a rear-wheel drive model, especially with as much torque as this car has. It does the standing mile, or 1600 metres, in 18.9, and it will even cover from a standing start at the start line, or the 0 metre mark, to 7,000 metres in under 1 minute. So it is a rapid supercar. Now, as I said, this does also work for the 7 litre version, but if you're looking for the pure speed, go for this model. So if you decide to use this tune, it's definitely competitive, and I hope you have fun annihilating people in drags with it, especially longer distance drags. And if you're new to the channel and would like to check out new drag tunes like this and other tunes and videos in general as soon as they're released, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, thanks for watching.
We'll be right back.